It looks like Jaguar Wright took on a little more than she could handle because the Hollywood elite are supposedly after her and are coming for her hard. Jaguar has been on the necks of some of the most powerful people in the industry. She really turned up the heat in the past couple of weeks, and it looks like she is finally facing the consequences, and it's not looking good for Jaguar because they are determined to end her now. You and I both know that Jaguar done pissed off someone very powerful in the industry. As bad as it sounds, everyone predicted a long time ago that she was going to land in a lot of trouble because she was constantly spilling some seriously spicy tea. Thanks to her, we now know the truth about some of our favorite celebs and what they've been up to behind the scenes, especially when it comes to Diddy and Jay-Z. She was one of the first people to draw attention to Diddy and all his nasty moves, from being aggressive towards women to using young rappers. And then she also talked about Jay-Z's shady associations with some of the creepiest people in the industry. For example, Jay-Z's first industry bestie R. Kelly was exposed as a creep, but Jaguar was the first to reveal that Jay-Z allegedly knew about R. Kelly's shady side before the rest of us even found out. But he was more than content to look the other way. R. Kelly even lied about papers to get married to Aaliyah when she was 15 and he was 27. Jay-Z didn't call him out or even stop being friends with him.
And he was working with R. Kelly, and they were making so many records together. You know, they made all of those records together. They both, Aaliyah, they shared so much in common. You know? And then there was a falling out. And that's like it never happened. Whoever talks about best of both worlds, nobody talks about that.
Nobody talks about this shit.
Nobody talks about that project.
That swept that smooth under the rug.
Why?
At this point, Jaguar came out with a card that was all about Jay-Z. She said everything we thought we knew about Diddy and Jay-Z was 10 times worse.
He's patient. He's not sloppy. This he been lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by the guillotine for 30 fucking years. He's fucking worse.
Through his partner Damon Dash, Jay-Z sold out Rockefeller Records, which was seen as shady business behavior by Jaguar. This was because Aya had the hots for D and dated him instead of Jay-Z, who also had the eyes for Aaliyah.
I think everybody that knows Sean Carter knows that he will slump anyone in any relationship for $1. Look at how he did Dame. Like, I don't give a if you wanted to get away from your homie, if you wanted to get away from your partner, but to do it the way he did it, it's malicious. But maybe that was because he was f***ing the girl that didn't want you.
But that's not all that was said in a recent conversation. Jaguar said some shocking things like that Jay-Z reportedly passed Rihanna from Barbados to the US when she was only a teenager.
Who discovered Rihanna at 3 a.m. in the morning in a hotel room on the island where she comes from with no parental supervision. And then she was put on a private plane, a minor, from one country to another without parental supervision. And she ended up in a boardroom with Mr. Carter without parental supervision. Y'all got young children. Would you just let your daughter leave and go to a whole other country with some you don't know?
Absolutely not.
Doing talent shows at 3 a.m.
So you're saying that the rumors are true. There are rumors circulating that Rihanna was actually here. Are you saying that
Starting to sound that way. Because her daddy ain't show up till 24 hours later to pick up a $500,000 check for his daughter. Maybe we should look more into that album, Auntie. That album cover was disturbing. A child bride with a crown over her head and blood smeared on her face. I don't know. How don't people see SOSs?
Now, I don't know how much of this is true, but what I do know is that those are some serious accusations. Based on what we know so far, Rihanna's relationships with Jay-Z have always seemed very tense. At just 16 years old, Rihanna flew from Barbados to the US to audition for Jay-Z, and La Reid's performance was so impressive that La Reid pushed Jay-Z to sign her immediately before any other record labels could recognize her potential. Jay-Z took her to his office and made her wait until 300 AM to sign a 6-album deal with Def Jam for years. This part of the story has been viewed as cute. You know how Jay-Z saw so much promise in Rihanna that he spent hours convincing her to sign. However, the truth is far less charming. According to Rihanna, there was no sweet talk. Instead, Jay-Z reportedly threatened her life if she didn't sign, even saying he would throw her out of the window of his 27th floor office.
Nervous. I was shaking literally. But the moment I walked into the office, the atmosphere was so warm and welcoming.
And you had to sing a cappella for him?
Yes, I had to sing. I sang Fun to Replay. I sang another ballad from the album last time.
So then what did he say to you? He said something to you.
Oh yes, he said, we don't sing songs here, we sing artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. And there was this sudden feel of relief.
But then he said something about a window and a door.
Oh, then he said, he said the whole word.
I did a lot of homework on you, this lady.
He said, there are two ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal sign or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
So you was like, where's the pen? Here's the paper. I'm signing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure working with Jay-Z, you've met Beyonce.
That's right.
Rihanna tried to laugh at all, but her laughing was clearly forced. At just 16, she found herself in a new country, knowing no one with her family over 2,700 miles away in Barbados. She was completely at Jay-Z's mercy, so Rihanna agreed to sign the 6-album contract, essentially tying her to death. Jam for a long time to make things even shadier. Jay's had Rihanna sign that contract right then and there, so she didn't even get her own lawyer to peep it. And everybody knows you got to have your lawyer look over the paperwork to cover your own. But no wonder Rihanna was hustling to break free from that deal. CAS dropped 8 records back-to-back, then went radio silent for 8 years. Can you blame her? It's a shady position that anybody would have been dying to get out of now. Jaguar dropped the bomb that Jay-Z slid Rihanna's dad $500,000, and get this, Rihanna ain't the only one who caught the smoke. Jaguar rightly spilled that she's also one of Jay-Z's victims. While she was singing back up, she said Jay-Z straight up put his hands on her, leaving her roughed up. But wait, there's more, because she even showed off scars from when he supposedly came at her with a box cutter.
Sean Carter is just as bad as the diddler. And I know that for a fact. I got the scars to prove it.
So there's been so many people on the internet trying to figure out where you are. They're watching you. They're doing all types of stuff trying to figure you out.
You want to know what a box cutter feels like going into your skin and ripping you? I can tell you how it feels. Y'all ain't seen shit yet. That Cassie shit, that's nothing.
So are you trying to say like Jay-Z put hands on you?
I'm saying Sean Carter remembers everything he did to me, and he's got it on tape.
Jaguar says Jay-Z was trying to low-key take her out, and I can't even blame her for thinking that. I mean, cutting at someone with a box cutter, that's some really dirty, planned mess right there. But hold up, it gets juicier. Jaguar says she's sitting on some old footage of Jay-Z acting like a fool, putting hands on folks and scaring them into quiet by bragging about his past deeds. She also claimed that she was ready to drop these papers and bring Jay-Z down for good.
And I told you I would. And I'm going to keep my word. And you're going to pay me in full. I got your boy Diddy by the nuts. How long you think before I'll have yours right here in mine?
I guess what really broke the camel's back was when Jaguar went on another podcast and dropped some crazy allegations. So she went on the Armin Wiggins podcast and she claimed to have personally watched a whole tape of Megan eating out Nicki.
Just say it, like, she done that.
Jack, you throw out a lot of accusations.
What did Nicki say? Nicki said what?
Not Megan ate her.
She did, though. She ate the box.
And you done had me say the P word. I told you not to say it. Because you doing too much.
I did.
No, you did not.
You want to know who showed it to me?
And honey, we all know all these labels and companies don't play around with their artists. And just a few days later, Jaguar got arrested on some charges of stealing. According to her booking information, she was arrested for theft of property worth more or equal to $30,000 but less than $150,000. But Jaguar is calling BS on this, claiming that she is being persecuted by the elites who supposedly have the law in their pocket. She's saying that they are trying to get her thrown to a mental hospital on some bogus charges so that they can pull a Jeffrey Epstein on her and unlive her before she gets the chance to expose them or drop the evidence she has on them. Fans reacted on poor Jaguar. They keep trying to silence her, and I believe a lot of what she says. How many times has she gotten locked up? They aren't slick. She said they are getting her jailed on everything and anything to keep her silent. I'm starting to believe a bit, and every time Jaguar tells about the people in the industry months or weeks later, the industry replies to her truths. Keep letting that go over your head if you want, but it's in plain sight, and don't I said what I said. Yeah, y'all, it looks like they are coming for Jaguar and coming for her where it hurt, but I want to hear what y'all think about this in the comments, and then check out this next video.